Hello students. In today's lecture, I am going to explain factor affecting the value of lambda max, and this topic comes under the syllabus of Gujarat University and this is paper 304. So in this lecture, we will learn which factors can affect the value of lambda max. So here we will start with first factor, that is effect of solvent. So how solvent can affect the value of lambda max, and with the help of polar and non-polar solvent we will understand this topic. So here the transition of polar solvent like C double bond O but not ethylene are affected by solvent polarity as well as solvent polarity is increased. So pi to pi star bonds undergo redshift. So in case of pi to pi star transitions, basically two transitions, that is pi to pi star and n to pi star transition shows the effect of solvent. So in case of pi to pi star transition, when solvent is polar, then it undergoes redshift, means it will shift towards the red part of that shift. This is so since excited state is more polar than the ground state, and hence stabilization is greater relative to the ground state with 2n electrons receives greater stability than the excited state with only n electron. These opposite trends are clear by examination the data of Moisseitte oxide, style oxide. There was on shifting bands of solvent. So basically what exactly we have to understand here, with the effect with increasing the polarity of solvent, the pi to pi star transition, the value for pi to pi star transition is shifting towards the greater side. Now solvent play an important role in UV spectra. Compound peak could be obscured in solvent peak. So basically two transitions, as I said, pi to pi star and n to pi star is clearly affected by solvent. So here you can see solvent of and their lambda value. So here if we are taking water, the lambda value for water is lambda max value of water is 191 nanometer. Ether 2115, methanol 203 nanometer, ethanol 205, chloroform 237, carbon tetrachloride 265 nanometer, benzene 280 nanometer, and tetrahydrofuran 220 nanometer. So what we are understanding by this lambda max value of different solvents, basically when we start analysis in UV spectroscopy, what we need to do is, if we are taking a compound which will be absorbed above 200 nanometer, in that condition we should take the solvent which is not interrupting the analysis, means the solvent we should take which will absorb below 200 nanometer. So here you can see in case of unsaturated hydrocarbons, alkynes and n to pi star transition, we are taking this solvent or this solvent or 204 solvent. So the value of lambda max for solvent will be completely different from the compound, so that these solvents will not absorb the radiation which we want to analyze. So ethanol is very good solvent for UV spectroscopy because its lambda max value is 204, and in case of unsaturated hydrocarbon or n to pi star transition, this is very much useful solvent. Now pi to pi star transition. In case of pi to pi star transition, the excited state is more polar than the ground state. If polar solvent is used, the dipole-dipole interaction reduces and the energy of excited state more than the ground state. Thus, a polar solvent decreases the energy of pi to pi star transition, and hence the absorption in polar solvents such as ethanol will be longer wavelength, and then the non-polar solvents such as hexane. So what we need to understand, if pi to pi transition is there, then shifting will be towards higher lambda max, or we can say higher value of lambda max or redshift. And if we are taking non-polar solvent like hexane, that time the value of lambda max will shift towards the shorter wavelength. Now n to pi star transition. The second transition is n to pi star transition, and in n to pi star transition the condition is completely reverse. So if we are taking polar solvent like ethanol, that time the shifting will be blue shift and lambda max value will decrease it. And in case of non-polar solvent like hexane, the shifting of lambda max will be red shift, and we can say lambda max is shifting towards the higher wavelength. So here you can see, therefore absorption maxima resulting from N2 pi star transition are shifted to shorter wavelength with increasing solvent polarity. So shorter wavelength when increasing solvent polarity means we are taking ethanol or other polar solvents. So this is these two transitions, that is pi to pi star and N to pi star transitions, are specially affected by solvent, nature of solvent. Here I have shown this concept by this figure. So if we are considering two, because we have seen in case of pi to pi star transition, the value of lambda max increases. If value of lambda max is increasing, it means the energy required for the transition will be less. As the lambda value increases, the energy will be decreases. So here you can see polar solvent when we are taking C, D here. When we compare this, the transition with non-polar and polar solvent. So with polar solvent you can see the transition, and with non-polar solvent you can see the transition. So in case of non-polar solvent, the value of energy increases, the difference of energy of both the levels, ground state and excited is more, so more energy is required for transition. And here you can see the energy of ground level and excited level is difference is less, so here less energy is required. So in that condition, basically what is happening in pi to pi, it should be pi star pi transition. So pi to pi star transition, this difference is low. So in case of pi to pi star transition, in polar solvent the value of lambda max increases and it is shifting towards the red end, and in non-polar solvent value of lambda max decreases. In case of pi to, it should be pi and here pi star. Just opposite condition you can see here, N2 pi star transition. In N2 pi star transition, here in non-polar solvent, this difference of energy between ground state and excited state is different, means less. And if it is less, means the value of lambda max will be more. And here in case of polar solvent, the value of lambda max is, you can see here, more, because the energy difference of ground state and excited state is more. So this is the figure which we have to show when we are explaining the value of lambda max for pi to pi star and N to pi star transition while taking polar and non-polar solvents. Now effect of conjugation. So basic concept is effect of conjugation increases when the effect of conjugation will increase the value of lambda max. So as the conjugation increases, as the number of alternate double bonds increases, the value of lambda max also will increase. That we have to understand. So absorption in near UV, that is above 200 nanometer, invariably associated with the presence of unsaturated group or atoms with unshared pair of electrons and saturated hydrocarbon which do not have these structural elements observed below 200 nanometer region. So what exactly we have to understand? If value of conjugation increases, the value of lambda max increases. Lambda max increases means the energy required will be less for these compounds. So here you can see, here N is showing 1, 2 and 3. So if N is equal to 1, the value of lambda max is 217. If N is equal to 2, the value of lambda max is 270. And if N is 3, then value of lambda max is 312. So these are the value of lambda max. Now effect of salt formation, and it is very common question. So if simple compound, simple acid is given, say benzoic acid, and the salt of benzoic acid is given, if the question is asked which will show more the value of lambda max, always remember the salt formation. Salt formed by acid or base will show more maximum value of more value of lambda max. Due to salt formation, the lambda max increases. Example, lambda max of benzoic acid is 230 nm. While making salt of this, changes to 284. So benzoic acid is an acid, and when this benzoic acid is forming a salt, it is showing the value of lambda max at 284 nanometer. Now next point is position of substituent or groups. So I have already explained when we calculate lambda value of lambda max by Woodward-Fisher rule. So in that condition I have explained, if the same substituent attached on ortho position, meta position and para position, the value of meta and para position always will be more than ortho position. So that thing you can understand by alkyl group. Say alkyl group, if it is present on alpha position, so we have to add 10 Nm. If it is attached on beta position, we have to add 12 Nm. If it is attached on gamma or delta position, then we'll have to add 18 Nm. So value of different positions also will affect the value of lambda max. So in case of Aron system, ortho, meta, para, and in case of anon system, alpha, beta and gamma. So basically these are the points, transitions, how polar solvent, non-polar solvent, conjugation, salt formation can affect the value of lambda max. This is all about the factors. So in short, we can say there are a range of factors that can affect the ultraviolet and visible absorption characteristics of an organic compound. So I have summarized here the factors. So first factor is solvent, and we know how solvent can shift the lambda max value towards shorter wavelength or longer wavelength, that we have seen in case of N to pi star and pi to pi star transition. And in N to pi star and pi to pi star transition, what is the effect of polar and non-polar solvent, that we have seen. Second thing is temperature. Some compounds are temperature sensitive also. So in case of temperature, sometimes lambda max value increases, sometimes lambda max value decreases. Concentration of sample, concentration is directly proportional to absorbance. So absorbance or clear peak will be seen in case of concentration if it is high. And fourth factor is pH of the solution. So how pH of the solution affects? So pH buffer solution we'll have to add, and if appropriate buffer solution we are using, then we will get appropriate and exact peak of that particular compound. So this is all about the factors which can affect the value of lambda max in UV spectroscopy. Thank you.